Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances are usually very good value for money. They smell good. I think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're good to you. So today I have another unboxing and first impression plus an update for you, and this update is for Dunhill, and this is a signature uh, uh, line, and this is Agarwood. And what a fragrance it is. Very good fragrance. This is one of the best, shall we say safe? Yeah, one of the safest. It's not safe, but it is quite safe, okay? Although it's the agarwood is quite big, it's earthy, it's patchouli, it's quite tiny bit of animalicness in there. It's very balsamic, it's powdery, it's ashy, it's dusty, it's all the things that make a perfume, you know, special, at least for my taste, for me, is in here, okay? Performance is okay. It's not a huge performance. 6 to 8 hours on the skin. If you put on t-shirt, it goes much longer. The only thing is you have to remember this is a very dark juice, so it might stain. It will go up to 10 hours easy if you put on t-shirt, maybe even up to 12 hours. But on the skin, 6 to 8 hours with 2 hours of moderate to good projection. It's not a huge projector, which is in a way is not a bad thing, because this is a perfume you don't want to shout, okay? It's quite not subdued, but it's quite subtle, okay? It is you get a bubble around you for the whole duration of the life of this fragrance, but it is quite personal, so people have to come close to you to smell it, or when you move around, people will smell you. It's one of those fragrances that if you put more than 5, you will choke yourself out, but if you put less than that, nobody else will smell it. So it's a bit on the strange side, but I put 6 sprays and that was ample enough. So this one is quite linear, okay? It doesn't change that much when you put it on until the end of life of this fragrance. It doesn't change that much, which is a good thing because it opens beautifully. The opening of this fragrance is one of those beautiful opening that at least you should try. You know, you should see what it is. You should try it for yourself. You have to smell it, because no matter how much I explain it, you won't do it justice. So this one is not a safe blind buy, definitely. This is particular taste for particular people. If you are a collector, if you're somebody who has been around fragrances for a long time and you like something a little bit more challenging, a little bit different, a little bit oriental, this is good. But if you are into safe fragrances, fresh fragrances, fragrances that are usually crowd pleasing, no, this has to be tried before bought, because it could potentially put some people off. For me, this is 10 out of 10. On Fragrantica, it's got 4.5 out of 5 for a good reason. Fragrantica doesn't give easily those points, okay? Majority of people are critical of fragrances, so to get 4.5 out of 5 with so many votes, I think about 800 votes or something like that, that is super high, and I agree totally. This is gorgeous. So when you put it on, the first thing it hits you is the agarwood. So it says agarwood and you get agarwood. This is one of those fragrances, what it says on the tin you'll get, okay? So it says agarwood and you get agarwood straight away. And the agarwood in here is not animalic. I mean, it's tiny bit of animalicness, but it's not animalic barnyard, fecal, or funky. No, to some extent, very tiny bit. But majority what you get here is warm wood. Okay, it's like a warm agarwood, which giving it a little bit of medicinal feel, a little bit of leathery feel. Definitely earthy, definitely balsamic, definitely spicy, definitely very inviting. So it's very inviting, it's quite sexy, it's quite sensual, but definitely 24, even 30 and up to understand this. This is one of those fragrances that you need to understand to enjoy. So that's why 30 and up to be on the safe side, because definitely on the mature, definitely on some, for people who've been around fragrances for a long time. It's like wine, okay? When you're young, all wines taste the same to you, but when you get older, you start to distinguish, okay, this is different from this, and this is much tastier or much better quality, blah blah blah. Okay, so this is the same. This is one of those fragrances you need to be around fragrances for a while to understand, to appreciate. Overall, 10 out of 10, beautiful, for especially for a price. This is priced retail for £120, but you can find it discounted almost, not easy, but it is available. Between 70 to 80 pounds easy in the UK, under, I would say under 80 pounds easily. And for that price, for some people 80 pounds is a lot of money, I understand that, but for what you get and what you pay, the ratio is super high here. Because if this one was a different name, it would have cost you £200-300 easy. So that kind of quality, that kind of perfumery, that high standard of perfumery is in here. So the perfumer here is a very young Italian guy. Let me call his name, let me just one sec. So his name is, where are you? So his name is Mr. Gino Percontino, okay? Gino Percontino or Percontino, which is done a superb job, because working with agarwood is not easy whatsoever. It's very difficult to work with agarwood. Obviously 90% of elements in here are synthetic, but 10% of natural elements in here, lifting it so much, it smells like natural. Okay, it smells superbly natural. So the majority of what I get the oud, yes. I get the leathery aspect, yes. It's quite powdery, yes. It is very floral, yes. It's got tobacco, but tobacco is just in the background, giving it earthy, leafy feel. Okay, it's not a tobacco that is you smell it, so okay, this is a typical tobacco. No, it's just herbal, leafy, grassy feeling. It adds that aspect and dimension to it. It's a little bit musky, yes. It's quite aromatic. It's spicy, and it's very, very warm. So all these things I agree with, which mixing it again, quite sophisticated, quite complex fragrance overall. I highly recommend it if you are into these things, or you want something different, or you want to try something different. In terms of quality, mamma mia, beautiful. Even wife, which majority of the time she doesn't like agarwood, she like this. So you can tell how well it's done. It's nothing out of place, it's not piercing, it's very rounded, it's very smooth. So overall it's very, very good. Okay, so I highly recommend it for people who like this kind of fragrances. Let's go to today's unboxing and first impression, and this is this is Cartier Pasha, and this is Parfum. I had the original Cartier Eau de Toilette, at least 2 bottles of them. You know, I went through. I got one when I was quite young, maybe 25, maybe even younger, and I remember distinctly. I loved it. I loved that fragrance. It was very beautiful, aromatic. It was woody. It was spicy. But it was a typical masculine fragrance from that era. So when I had the Pasha Parfum, I had to get it. The only thing is, these days, even though it came out 2020, for finding it for a good price is very hard. Still in very high demand. I'm expecting to be that, because of the price is quite high. Retails for £120, but if you do your research and be patient, you can find it around £70 to £80. which is for the money is very, again, I don't know yet, but I'm expecting it to be very good. So let's go with the typical box of Cartier. Nothing special, just a simple box. But Cartier is a jewelry making company. Their main business is jewelry. They are very high end jewelry from Paris, but from time to time they come up with this fragrance, and what a fragrance they do. So far everything I smell from them, they smell good. They're either good or excellent. They never had subpar fragrances, at least for my taste, for my nose. So as you can see, very simple box, nothing to shout about, but you know, it's a typical box. And usually the bottles are very good with Cartier, and look at that, no exception. Beautiful bottle. Again, because their main work is jewelry, attention to detail is always very good. Beautiful bottle. The cap is quite weight to it, but it's plastic and it's got like a jewel on top. And let's go with the atomizer. Good atomizer, very good atomizer. Okay, so Pasha de Cartier, and this is a Parfum, and here we go. Wow, it's filling the room. First impression. They done it again. So the DNA of the original one is in here, but they amped it up with booziness. So in here there's a big boozy accord at the moment. It's quite sweet. It's a little bit of spiciness to it. Quite floral. Very woody. But what a smell, what an opening, amazing, superb. Again, they don't disappoint. As I said, I had a few Cartiers in in my journey, especially the Pasha, the original, that I loved it, and this one is not disappointing at all, even though they modernize it in a but the DNA is still there. DNA is very apparent and is very big. So they didn't deviate too much from the original, which is a good thing, because the original was fantastic. The perfumer for that one is one of the most famous perfumes of all time, which is Jack Cavalier, which one of the most famous perfume of all times, and he created the original one. This one is created by another perfumer, which is quite young. I suppose they had a good teacher, which is Jack Cavalier. So this one, so the perfumer is Matilda. She's a young lady, and it's called Matilda Laurent. So Matilda Laurent is the perfumer here, but I suppose she had a the original DNA there. So even though she created something a little bit different, but the main job is still here from Jack Cavalier, and what a job it is. So with this one is Amber Fougere. It's quite ambery. So the top notes, let's see, the note breakdown according to Fragrantica is sandalwood, is liqueur, which is that booziness, is balsam fair, is benzoin, is tonka bean, and is patchouli and labdanum. Wow, what a combination. And this combination is amazing, and I can smell almost everything in here. So yes, sandalwood here, making it very woody and smooth. Goodness me, what a smell. I smell something licorice is in here as well, which is not mentioned, but I suppose the combination of benzoin and tonka bean could create that, plus the liquid itself. The labdanum itself is very resinous, patchouli giving it leafy, earthy feel. The tonka bean is giving it a little bit of earthiness again, plus that nutty feel. And the benzoin giving it this sweetness, plus that resinous feel again. Wow, it's all resin. Even the balsam fair to some extent is resin as well. So amazing feeling. Yeah, it's quite green as well. But what an opening, gorgeous. highly recommended. Beautiful. Again, in the next video I'll let you know about the performance, the development and things like that, but for a first impression, 10 out of 10, no doubt. Absolutely gorgeous. To some extent it giving me a feel of tobacco, but it's not, I mean, tobacco is not mentioned in here. The only thing is because the combination of the notes in here making it a little bit of green leafy feel, which is giving it a little bit of a tobacco feel as well. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. Okay guys, so in the next video I'll let you know the development and the longevity and things like that. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell button for future uploads, share this video with others. This way you help me to expand my channel. I'll be very grateful. If you want to support this channel, you know what to do. There are that heart button in the bottom of the video, or you can buy one of my fragrances if you live in the United Kingdom, which are from different dimension. Thank you very much, and I'll see you later. Bye.